Okay, we're going to code this decision. So we're going to create a new page in HTML-Kit. By now you should be able to do that. And we have a lesson symbol, script. Yeah, if I can spell it, script. And then lesson symbol slash script. Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and grab all of this and paste it in. Control V, just like that. And we're going to start with our var line. And our var line again is going to be all our input. Control C, Control V, comma space, delete. And then also the result of our calculation slash logic. So we're also going to have total. And we're going to have message. Good. Okay, and then we have our assumptions. And this is our assumptions constants. And we're going to start this off with a var and end it with a semicolon. Okay, easy enough. Then we have our input, 2 slashes to comment it out. And then first number, we're going to assign to that place in memory what's returned from our prompt when I ask this question, semicolon. And then the question is going to be, what is the first number? Question mark. And then we have a second argument, and we can leave it just like that so they can put whatever number they want, but let's go ahead and test it with 50. The second number is going to be very similar, so we'll copy this, Control C, paste it in, Control V, and then change first to second. Then we're going to change this number from 50 to 60. We don't want to put the same number in twice because if there's a problem with our code, it's easy to miss, or it's hard to find that kind of error if they both have the same number in it. All right, so we calculate, this. We're also going to add, instead of just calculations, this is calculation slash logic, because the only place we'll put logic is in our calculations section. And then output. Okay, we'll never have a decision in input or output or constants. It'll always be in our calculations area. This is one that's easy, just a semicolon. And then what's new is this decision. So we have to do everything here. So the two things that we want to compare has to be in parentheses. That's new. The other thing is there's no semicolon at the end of that line. If you do, you will have broken your code. Then we have a start brace, and that's shift, the key to the right of P. It's hard to see there, but a brace is not a parenthesis. It is the key next to the P button on your keyboard. And then I'm going to comment that after it. So I'm going to have a brace there, and I'm going to say start big, big number. If that's true, then we're going to put this message in that place in memory. So it's a semicolon. And then we have to end it with a close brace, and that's shift 2 next to P. So the P key to go 2 over and hold the shift key down. And then we're going to comment this, stop big number. So that's how we do it. Anytime you have an if, you have a start brace and you have a stop brace. Again, if I come over here, let's just do this. Say I was going to put braces in here, so you can probably see it better. I make this bigger. There we go. So that's a start brace. Whoops. And that's a stop brace. See how they, whoops. See how they are different. And then down here also in the else we'll have a start brace, and then we'll have a stop brace. So just so you can see a little bit better, you can see it much better here than you can here. It's too small, but I can't make this any bigger on this side. All right, so with the else, we're going to have a start brace, and then I'm going to comment it. Start not big number. And then again, this has a semicolon at the end. And then we have a stop brace. And that is stop not big number. Seems kind of silly to put all those comments in, but these braces are going to give you a lot of frustration, especially the stop, because you tend to forget to put that in. But if you comment them, as soon as you look at your code, you'll see, I have a start, but no stop. So the stop one is the one you're going to forget all the time. All right, and then the next thing is going to be our output, and that's going to require a document.write, open and close parentheses, semicolon, and in here we're going to put a label and the plus symbol or the join symbol, and then we're going to put what that number is, the total of two numbers, colon, space. All right, down here, we're going to copy that down, Control C, Control V. Now the message doesn't need a label, kind of silly put message, colon, message. You could if you want to, but one thing we do need to have is the BR tag, and that could be the message. So we could either put message colon, or we can just put the BR tag and then join that with message. All right, so let's go ahead and run this code and see how this works. Come on. All right, there's 50, there's 60, and 50, 60. That's not right. All right, that should be about 110, but it is still a big number. So problem is these two things aren't being added, even though we have it here. They're being joined, and this brings up our parse int again. Okay, we want to do a conversion, and the conversion is going to be, actually we don't do it here. Sorry about that. You want to put the conversion right after the input. All right, so as soon as you have input where you're going to be adding what's coming back from that, you want to put this in. So we're going to say, I have a place called first number, Control C, Control V, and I have a place in memory called second number, Control C, Control V. And what we want to do is we want to use parse int, P-A-R-S, can't see that, P-A-R-S-E, capital I-N-T, open and close parentheses, semicolon. And what goes in here is what we want to change from text into a binary number. So again, I copy this, Control C, Control V, and then I can just go ahead and copy this the whole thing down, Control C, Control V, but this has to be the second number. So I just copy that, Control C, Control V. Okay, so now I'm taking in two text numbers, changing them into binary, and then adding them together. So let's see how this works. On line 11, I have a syntax error. Let's see what I did wrong. Oh, I have equal, equal. There you go, see? You probably saw that and I didn't. All right, let's go ahead and try it again. So 50, 60, 110. So that's perfect. But is it really working? Well, who knows? So let's take away the zeros and just do 5 and 6. Now it should give us the other one that says this number is okay. So let's preview. 5, 6, it's 11, and this number's okay. When you're testing decisions, you have to test both sides, because if you only test one side, you have no idea if the other side even works or would throw an error. So there's a couple of things that we learned. One is, again, we reinforce the fact that whenever we're adding values coming in from prompts, they have to have a conversion done, and that conversion is done with parseInt. We also learned no semicolon at the end of if lines, no semicolons at the end of else lines, and we need to have a start and a stop brace whenever we have an if and an else. Also, you need to comment each one of those symbols, and that'll help you find your errors. Because suppose, let's just go ahead and move this one to the other side. Suppose I didn't have, now I've commented out that close brace. When I preview it, it's going to say line 19 has a syntax error. When I go to line 19, that's else. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with that is I can't have an else without an if. And right now, this is trapped inside that if. It doesn't see that anymore. So be careful with that. If you comment, put your braces in and put comments in, when you preview it and you get that error and it tells you that else is the problem, you'll be able to go back and see where you're missing a brace. And when you first start coding, you're going to be missing a lot of braces. All right, that's it. I'm going to end this video.